Before we get the Overton's 300 underway, let's take a look at all the rivals I have. Oh, sorry. The Overton's 301. That extra mile makes a huge difference. Man, I'm feeling savage today, but the other thing I'm feeling like is a top 35 qualifying. Oh, 24th. Hello. 24th? That's an unheard of speed. Unheard of pace from me in qualifying. Still had nothing for Truex, obviously. I think we were something like 3 or 4 seconds off of that pace, but hey, it's a start. The car was super loose. I'm actually going to tighten it up even before the race. Let's set it over to PRN, get us started, go racing for 301 miles.
Today, NASCAR makes its first stop in Loudon, New Hampshire for the New Hampshire 301. This 1.058-mile oval speedway will test a driver's patience. These guys are all set to run 300 laps, bumping and banging the entire way. The drivers are in their cars, so let's strap in and get ready for another exciting race at the Magic Mile.
Wait, is it the Overton's 301 or is it the New Hampshire 301? I'm very confused, but anyway, we're underway. Had a John Force burnout to start that one. Car almost dove up into AJ Allmendinger, and we've already been hit by Busher, and we're just gonna ride a little bit here in 1 and 2 until I can get a decent run off of the corner, and making the car tight was a good idea, David. So we battle with Blaney there, heading into turn 3. Still riding around the outside, 3 wide all the way through the field. Hey, I'm back to 30th already, 33rd actually. I'm still better than James Hinchcliffe. Ha 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 ha. Jokes that NASCAR audiences won't be particularly interested in or find very funny. Anyway, we're going and getting rammed by Joey Gase in the process, and in turn, ramming Ryan Blaney for 32nd place. And now beating and banging on each other here. Off into turn 3, gonna dive it down, use the old NASCAR Heat evolution trick and run it right down at the bottom. And that works for me just a little bit, able to get around Blaney. Now the car's like pushing dump truck tight as we're 3 wide with Menard and Benedetto. Down into turn 1. Yeah, it's real tight. Car real tight. Well, I said I was going to tighten it up. That's what we've done. It's not bad off of the corners. In fact, really not that bad. Whoa, as Benedetto takes a swipe at me. Not really a surprise.
Careful.
Certainly tightened it up. Now using Blaney as a little bit of a helper to get around the corner, as well as Michael McDowell. So yeah, the speed that was in the car in qualifying was probably due to it being loose. And now that it's tight, just look how little cornering potential I have on the entry. Certainly. The exit's not bad. It's just the entry, and that may be due to the fact that I'm braking too late, but I don't feel like I'm really getting an amazing run if I brake early. It's a little bit better through there. Let's see if we can get around the outside of Michael McDowell. I'm not going to quite do it, and look, it's pushing up the track. So, yeah, this first run is not going to be all that fun because we've got a race car that is not working particularly well. And we're getting freight trained right now. Got a decent run off of the corner, but nowhere to go with it. Paul Menard got blocked there by my bad run and subsequent bad run off of turn 2. And now everybody swings wide in the middle of 3 and 4 off of the corner. Jeffrey Earnhardt gonna try to take his family name back. My name's not Teresa, man. Don't gotta run into me. Trying to dive down trying to get in line. I can't even get in line. Oh, look how wrecking tight this thing is. Holy smokes. And everybody who says, oh, you gotta tighten the car up, David. Sure about that? Are you sure? Are you positive about that? I don't enjoy running with a tight car, and you can see exactly why. Car just there's nothing I can do. Loose is fast, as we say in the racing vernacular, and certainly seems to be the case right now. This car pushes up in the middle of 1 and 2. Tried to diamond off the corner. It didn't work. We'll hit the wall. Now we've got to keep Timmy Hill at bay for 40th. This is not where I expected to be, for sure. Early on in this one. after qualifying so well as well. I should have just had the loose race car, because the loose race car was a fast one. 10 to go.
Are underneath.
Not even gonna hold on to 40th. Oh no. Good grief. And out into the wall I go, almost. Okay, well now the key is gonna be not getting lapped. I don't think I've ever had a car that drives worse in a NASCAR Heat game, and that's saying something. Am I sure? Am I positive that I didn't put NASCAR Heat Evolution in? Because this car is driving like a NASCAR Heat Evolution car right now. Absolutely dog doo-doo right now. So we're really going to have to work on this thing to get it driving properly for the rest of the race. As you can just see how bad it pushes off of the corner. It almost looks like I'm riding a completely different racetrack because of the thing just not wanting to turn. And these corners at New Hampshire are so long, it just kind of exacerbates the tight condition. So we've got 8 laps to go in the stage. Mercifully, looks like it's going to be a fairly short stage, which will hopefully keep me on the lead lap, though I'm not holding my breath on that right now. I'm not holding my breath on anything for this particular race. So I'm on the brakes, locking them up, going into turn 3. Still just can't really get the car to turn. That's a little bit better, but I feel like I lost so much in the center of the corner by the time I got the car turned. The leader, well, the 40th place guy is already heading into turn 1. So even Timmy Hill has us covered right now, and that's a look at that, man. I drove that car all the way down onto the apron and it still wouldn't turn. Unbelievable. Got to be killing the tires too. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, look, I'm just cooking, absolutely cooking the right front. I'm cooking it. Tells you just how much push is in this car right now. Unbelievable amounts of push. I mean, again, it does feel like NASCAR Heat Evolution. This is exactly what it felt like. The insane amount of push in the cars where you had to loosen them up so much to get them to drive properly. This game thankfully kind of rectified some of those issues. But this certainly, New Hampshire still feels like just not a fun track to drive right now. So we're sitting here looking at lap 12 of 17, now on lap 13. 5 to go in the stage. And I'm going to be looking for a big wedge adjustment on this stop. As the car just keeps moving up the track. Just nothing I can do. Nothing I can do to it. I kind of dreaded this race in the last video. And here we are. This is kind of what I feared would happen. The car would be just super unconventional. And it's amazing because I did well in qualifying. It just must be completely down to the fact that I tightened the car up. What a stupid, stupid idea. Never ever tighten the car up, ever in this game. So bad right now. I mean, look how much time I've lost. I mean, this is just the most uncompetitive I've ever been in NASCAR Heat 2. And that's saying a lot. A lot of people like to criticize the driving. Is Martin Truex, the pole sitter, is out. We just passed him. The game has mercy killed the pole sitter. As we pass him, Truex goes out of the race. That's interesting. Implications. Implications for Martin Truex Jr. And now the implication for me is hang on to this lead lap. Or at the very least, hang on to the lucky dog position, which I think I should be able to pretty easily get as I drive off of the apron, on and off of the apron, just trying to get some kind of drive as we've got 2 laps to go in the stage. Thankfully, there will only be 1 lap to go for the leaders, so this stage will actually end for me, probably coming out of 2 on the next lap. Kind of a merciful end to this one. And then we'll work on the car. We've already gained 1 position thanks to Martin Truex Jr.'s bad luck. But that's about all we're going to gain, as the leaders are coming off of turn 3 right now. We're off of 4, crossing the line, and shouldn't have to wait too much longer before the end of the stage. And there you go. So 39th in the stage. No, you didn't see that wrong. We are having a true Dale Jr. day. Everybody's going to be yelling at my pit crew. Okay, we're going to loosen this up big time. We're also going to make a tire pressure adjustment. I'm going to go up a little bit on the tire pressures. I think I may have lowered them a bit too much. So we're going to do all of that and add a little bit of tape to the grill as well. It'll be a long pit stop, but it won't matter because, again, under the yellow. So, we're about ready to go. We're back to racing here at Loudon, New Hampshire, and racing once again, getting some nice acceleration, and then we go up into 4th gear and it goes clunk and stops accelerating. So I should have probably worked with the gear ratios as well on my car, as we're going to push into turn 1, but I think that was more of David just didn't brake for the corner properly. Trying to outbrake a bunch of people as we go underneath Cody Ware. And hopefully we can gain some spots here. Again, doing the NASCAR Heat Evolution thing. Dive it down in there, give Corey LaJoy a little bit of love. Hi, Corey LaJoy. 4 wide. 4 wide off of the corner here at Loudon. I guess the track is wide enough to do that. Though I suspect if you went that high in the corner, about 2 laps into a run with all the marbles that would end up there where some of those guys are running, they'd be into the wall and we would be talking about their day over. As we're already up to 26th spot. Sorry, Paul Menard, that's going to be a yellow. That's almost certainly going to be a yellow, as I'm just absolutely bumper carring my way to the front. And it says my car needs repair. I still don't feel quite... You know what, we're going to try this again. We're going to try this again. We're going to go even more aggressive on it. Oops. I'm going to go even more aggressive on it. And accept that. Alright. So again, we're going to run from 39th all the way up to the front, hopefully. And by pitting under that yellow,
Stay sharp. Green's coming. Nice.
Hopefully...
Well,
I was going to say we won't need to pit, but we didn't need to pit in the last stage either. That may have been a mistake. Oopsie. Well, regardless, we've got 18 laps of fuel.
Stay right there. All right.
We avenge ourselves from Jeffrey Earnhardt and try to avenge ourselves from Joey Gase. That was an incredible save. Well, the car's nice and loose now. If I can run sideways like that all the way around the corner. I used to make a joke about this track in Heat Evolution that it was like a dirt track, and we're going to dirt track it all the way through 3 and 4. Just give Elliott Sadler the boot there. The chrome horn. The nationwide jingle, as it were. Just absolutely sending it right now. Oh yeah, look how much faster it is right now. Just utilizing, well, let's not say utilizing. We're abusing the AI right now. And again, using Corey LaJoy to great effect to go around the corners faster. Corey LaJoy is the most useful he's ever been. Went a full half a second faster than I did when running the track properly. Again, making contact with Corey LaJoy off of turn 2. Wow, I would have actually made the corner if I hadn't been stopped by Ryan Newman.
Car up top.
Dirt track it in, make a little bit of contact with Dibby, and we're almost up into the top 20 for the first time today. So yeah, car needs to be super, super loose to run here. 31.4. Lap times continue to drop. 3 wide off of turn 2. Come on, keep your foot in it, David. Keep your foot in it. Look at the run I got. Oh, Dibby's trying to spin me. Didn't quite get it done. Now kind of running this high line. I'm going to try a slice to the inside of David Reagan. Not going to quite cut the mustard that time, but yeah, the car is definitely working a lot better now. Definitely working a lot better now. Into the 31-second bracket as Mr. Busher there gave me a little bit of a shove. But again, getting a good run off of turn 2, running right up next to the wall. That's what you got to do. That's what you got to do. to run fast here at New Hampshire. On the throttle. Now we're going to be pulling away from Ryan Newman, but still really not touching that top 20 yet. And back into the 32-second range.
Carlo.
So all that speed on the restart has been nullified now that I can't use the AI anymore as I bounced off the wall. Newman's going to go down to the inside.
Bottom clear.
I'll slide it right underneath.
Car outside.
The yellow line on the throttle. Going to door check Newman here. Nope. Newman's just going to pass me. So dropping like an absolute stone right now. Stone thrown in the creek without a paddle. That's throwing a lot of phrases together right there. Driving off the corner, gonna hit the wall that time. There's the understeer. Using too much throttle that time, and Benedetto's not gonna have any of that. Look at that slide job. Look at that slide job on Eric Jones. Darrell Waltrip would be having an aneurysm right now. That's assuming Fox, of course, would be showing the battle for 22nd, which they wouldn't be. Unless, of course, I was the real Dale Jr.
In the middle.
Back in the 31-second bracket thanks to DiBenedetto's bump draft on the back straightaway. Still 3 wide with Eric Jones and DiBenedetto, and now DiBenedetto will go down to the inside. Still haven't gotten 22nd back because DiBenedetto took it as soon as I got it from Jones. So we'll send it up the inside. And bounce off a Dibby.
Still there. Clear high.
And on the throttle we go. Look at that. Look how much better the car turns when you've got another car to help turn it. 3 to go in the stage. Still not in that top 20 as DiBenedetto's going to do the same thing to me. It's the best racing for 20th I've ever seen in my whole life. Just like Bowman Gray Speedway.
Car there.
We're side by side. Running way wide up the track. And look at this. Saturday night short track racing. We're just bouncing off of each other with 2 to go in the stage. What don't you like about stage racing? And something, as we're going to get a good run behind Corey LaJoy with help from Busher giving me a little bit of a shove down here into turn 3. Could you imagine if they raced like this at Loudon? Look at this. Look at this. As I absolutely slammed Jones for no reason. Probably shouldn't have slammed him. He's probably one of the few drivers that's not a rival at this moment, but he's going to be after this as we got 1 lap to go on the stage, presented by Credit One Bank.
Carlo.
As Jones is going to take that bottom again, slide underneath. I'll get in front of Busher. Busher will give me the shove, and we'll bounce off of Jones down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Hard on the brakes. Diving up the inside, all the way up the inside, trying not to, oh, there we go. All right, the AIs are going to wreck too. 24th. That was a hard-fought 24th. There's no doubt about it. And it looks like not everybody is coming into the pits, so that's fairly interesting. Some strategy calls being played. We're going to stay on the leader's strategy as best I can. I'm going to loosen the car up as much as it'll go now. We're going to tape the crap out of the grill, except that one, and here we go. So I'm 25th, so only 1 car stayed out. It appears to be Elliott Sadler, who stayed out. So he's the leader as we go racing for 1 more stage. 36 laps, 36 miles at New Hampshire. We're going to dive up the inside of Suarez, get that position, and Kenseth, and Kane, and 4 wide. Look at this restart pace. Absolutely sending it. Thank you, Larson. Appreciate it. Give Danica a huge shot. Another huge shot. Danica's up to 5th at Loudon. Unrealism is at its peak right now. The game is broken. Danica is running 5th at Loudon, which would never happen in real life. Regardless, look at that. The car is really working well on fresh tires. Really, really working well. I found the setup. I found it. Oh, this is much better. So I really needed some tape on the grill. That was what we were lacking, is Danica is going to give me a big
Excellent lap.
swipe there. Look at that,
Still
31.3.
there.
Almost into the 30-second bracket. On the time charts as I'm right off of the outside of the track. As Larson and I go side by side here into turn number 2. And brake later than Larson. All the way to the inside. Trying to get that drive off. Definitely got it on Larson. Larson fell way back. Danica's going for 4th on McFlurry here into turn number 1.
Car inside. All clear.
This is not bad racing. Once I figured out the setup here at Loudon, we've actually got something here. So try to keep 2 cars behind at once. It feels like a plate race. So we're 3 wide behind. It's Kyle Busch trying to go to the outside, and Danica's moving. I'll tell you what, Danica's going for 3rd on Boyer right now. And I think she'll get it. No, she won't.
Carlo.
So we'll cut Larson off. He'll give me an old bump and run all the way through 1 and 2. But I was the one running after that, way out in front in turn 2, down the back straightaway. Danica going for 3rd now. Danica is for real. This would be the most DW race ever. Daryl is going crazy in the booth right now. Absolutely going nuts. Daryl would be having an aneurysm. Like I said, it's official. Daryl's going crazy. And Casey Kane can't get around. But the one, again, who is moving is Danica. Unbelievably so. She's got 2 cars to pass. Guidance counselor Brad and Kevin, the race is boring Harvick. So what's going to happen
Watch your speed.
here as we run real low again out of turn number 4. Still trying to hold off Casey Kane. And we got some Smithfield behind me. So we got to focus on that, focus on keeping that behind me, but he falls way off the pace again as I get really good drive off of the corners, which is really saving me right now. Boyer's trying to get back around Danica, and we actually got a really good entry to turns 3 and 4 that time around. But I didn't quite get on the throttle early enough, and Eric Almirola is almost going to make me pay for that. He almost got to the inside of me. He may get to the inside of me, outbrake me into turn number 1. Oh yeah, he's definitely there. Tried to shut the door on him and it didn't work. We're going to lose 5 positions for that. But now I'm going to come back and make a couple more up past both the Busch boys. Down the back straightaway and underneath Kane. And can I get Almirola? I got to his bumper. We're going to go side by side. A little bit of side drafting action right there here at Loudon. Bouncing off of each other. Bouncing again. Bouncing again. Really forcing Almirola wide.
3 wide.
Oh, 3 wide. This is 4 wide. That is 4 wide right there. Kurt Busch down to the inside. In the middle was me and Casey Kane, so a Hendrick Motorsports sandwich with a couple of Stewart Haas Fords on the outside. Now, finally, I think I'm going to clear Kurt Busch. No, not happening. Busch hangs tough on the outside. Danica's still holding on to 3rd, though the 2 leaders are starting to get away. So I think we're seeing who the real movers and shakers in this race are. And it's guidance counselor Brad and race is boring Harvick. So we're side by side here with Casey Kane. Absolutely, just, I mean, that's a sliding job and a half, just to keep him behind me or keep him in between or go in between Kurt Busch and Casey Kane. 26 to go. On the brakes, Kane gonna wreck me. Kane absolutely just wrecked me. Wrecking his teammate into turn 1, and that brings out the yellow because gotta throw the yellow for the 88 car. Gotta throw the yellow for the 88 car. Nobody coming in, which is kind of interesting. So that will mean I'm gonna come in, and we're gonna go racing here with 1 car getting the free pass, and of course, Truex still off the pace. So hopefully, that was a wise decision to do that. I could theoretically go up a lap and a half by doing this. Assuming the race stays somewhat green. So I'm not trying to keep the race green right now. I'm going to the front. But if this race by some miracle stays green before the until after the pit sequence goes, I could gain an entire lap on the field. That's what that's what the goal is right now. But if I race my way up there, it's even better because it's just more time I will gain on the pit stop sequence. With 22 laps to go, we should be a one-stop run away from getting to the end. Of course, everybody else will be as well, but we'll have fresher tires at the end of the race, and that may be the key to the end of this one. We'll have to wait and see. Fresh tires for me are certainly working well right now. Of course, it's also working well to be able to do this to the AI cars. Trying to only hit rivals, and most of them are rivals, so already it doesn't seem like we're going to make too many friends, at least at this race, as Kyle Busch is way out of the groove, as we're just going to use the entire JTT Darty Racing team right there to get around turn 1 and 2. Bouncing off of me down the back straight is Trevor Bayne, just using Kyle Busch up just a little bit. Jimmy the Juggernaut just out ahead. We're 3 wide off of the corner. Humdinger goes back to the inside. He gets around.
We've got 20 laps left.
And 20 to go in the race. 20 to go.
Stay low. Stay right there.
Leaders should be entering their pit window right about now.
Hold your line.
That's when things are going to get fairly interesting. So I've got 15 laps left of fuel, so I'm going to be pitting pretty late here in the proceedings, and that is probably a bad thing. That's a very bad thing. That's Ryan Newman hitting the wall, bringing out the yellow and bringing everyone to pit road, except for David, because we're going to go for it here. If we can make up 5 laps on fuel, all we have to do is hold off Elliott Sadler on this restart.
They're about to throw the green.
Maybe hope there's another caution that comes out. We'll see. 14 to go, 16 in the race. So we need some caution or some amazing fuel strategy. We'll see how it all goes right here. And Sadler did not provide the cover that I was hoping he would, but I get a really good drive off of turn 2. That will help me down the back straightaway, obviously getting away from guidance counselor Brad right now. Master versus apprentice, take 2 or 3 or however many times guidance counselor Brad and I have clashed on track in the Cup Series. Oh, that was quick. Brad down to the inside, taking that position, taking the lead from me. We're going to take it back to him. Take the fight to Brad. Crowd's going nuts in turn 1 as Eric Almirola tries as well. And I hold on to the lead. So, down the back straightaway. And we're back in front. Okay, so it's clear. Got to hold the bottom. Got to absolutely hold the bottom through 3 and 4 here, because that is where I lost a lot of time, is to get on the throttle fairly late. And it looks like I didn't really lose all that much time that time. Interesting. 14 to go. Obviously fuel. Oh, look how late they're braking into turn 1. Well, if I brake that late, I would have been... Oh, there's Danica. Oh, there's Danica. Oh, man, are we going to help Danica get a win? She's going side by side. Runs Brad Keselowski into the wall. We're going to try to get her underneath Eric Almirola here. All right, we're going to drive Almirola up the track. It's old versus new. Danica and the driver that she lost her ride to, Eric Almirola, as we're going to go side by side down the main straightaway with Casey Kane. We got some unfinished business with you, Kane. Oh, and oh no, crashed again. Another crash. Everybody's spinning. Well, that would get me to the end of the race, but of course now I'm going to have to pit because of crash damage. Well, that wasn't the best thing in the entire world to do. All right, 39th again. Elliott Sadler has come into the pits, but we've got fresh tires. And fresh tires are always a good thing as we come back to the race. Green is back out. And can Danica pull off an unlikely victory on Eric Almirola? We'll see. And how high in the field can we get? Looks like Danica's getting boxed out by guidance counselor Brad. Just sending it on everybody right now. Diving absolutely as late on the brakes as I can. Up the inside. Look at how many positions I've made up. This is interesting. This is interesting. We're already well past halfway through the field. Shall we try that again? I think we shall.
All right.
Hi, Bush Brothers. Bye, Bush Brothers.
Clear up top.
Hi, Kenseth. Welcome back. Okay, let's try to do it again. Austin Dillon's going to be a
Clear
bit of a
down
blocker on that one. Oh, Danica's back. Danica's falling back to like 7th.
low. Clear.
She's
Car
done.
underneath.
Rip that opportunity.
Smoking lap. That's a bet.
Might have happened. And we broke the 30-second bracket. So really doing a fast lap time right there.
Clear low. Top is clear.
It's a new track record, and we're already up to 7th. Already up to 7th. Just absolutely
Right
using
there.
up Daniel Suarez there.
That's how we do it in Bowman Gray, boy. Yeah, the Bowman Gray Speedway, the best racetrack of all time.
Well, New Hampshire is now Bowman Gray.
Steady.
Uh-oh. Bye, Suarez.
Clear high.
Uh-oh, by me. Elliott into the wall. Yellow out. I am not pitting. No way. We are going for it. We're going to go send it. 12th place. Can we get her done? Can we get her done?
Set. Nice smooth
Here in New Hampshire,
Green.
under green. 4 to go. Danica back in the mix. Suarez back in the mix.
All right.
Gonna use Suarez up. Gonna use Danica up. Gonna use Kane up. Holy smokes. Are you kidding
Still
me?
there. Clear high.
Are you kidding me? Here we go. I'm gonna send it into turn 1. Holy crap. 3 wide for the lead here in New Hampshire with 3 laps to go. I don't know what's gonna happen. Genuinely don't know what's gonna happen here. We're gonna send it up the inside of Harvick and take the lead. Unreal. No way. No way did I just do that. It's all that experience at Bowman Gray, man. Bowman Gray Raceway is the best racetrack in the entire world. Well, we're doing it right now. Racing like Bowman Gray. And bouncing off of Brad Keselowski, keeping him out of the lead. Now we got 2 cars behind me.
Car outside.
And he tried to move me, They're both trying to move me. Harvick back around the outside. Here comes Danica again. Danica capitalizing on the nonsense happening up front. We're going to send it down underneath Harvick again.
Clear low.
Underneath Harvick. Is Almirola going to capitalize? Almirola down to the inside. He didn't clear me. He did not clear me. We're bouncing off of Harvick. Bouncing off of Harvick.
One more lap to go.
1 lap to
Right
go.
there.
1 lap to go. Oh no. Oh, we're bouncing off of Harvick again. All the way through 1 and 2. All the way through 1 and 2. Bouncing him off the wall. We're bouncing off the wall. Danica. Danica. Oh my God. No way. No way. Danica, make that pass. Make that pass, Danica. We're going to kamikaze Almirola. We're going to kamikaze Almirola. Oh my God. Danica. Danica and McFlurry. Danica and McFlurry. Danica Patrick wins in New Hampshire. No way. No way. Danica Patrick wins at New Hampshire. You saw it here, folks. Unbelievable. Let's just watch that entire last sequence back as we're going down the back straightaway here. Almirola leading. We sent it in on Kevin Harvick all the way down on the apron, bouncing off of Almirola, using him up as Harvick dove down to the inside, using me up at the same time. Guidance counselor Brad got a run. We're 3 wide down the straightaway. Then I dove in behind Almirola, sent it all the way up to inside Harvick, bounced him up the track, bounced Almirola up the track. Somebody lost it in the background. Then I was on the inside. Danica Patrick started moving her way up through the field, as well as Jamie McFlurry. Down the back straightaway, heading off into turn 3. Looked like I had a pretty sizable lead right there. I was holding the bottom real nicely. Guidance counselor Brad was coming back. Then I went too low. I think that was the problem there. Shoved counselor Brad up the track. They were 3 wide behind me. Almirola looking to the inside. Could he get the job done? Yes, he could. Around the outside, no. And then bouncing off the inside of me. Then we were 3 wide. Then Danica started making her moves underneath Keselowski. And then trying to make it 3 wide down the back straightaway. Thought better of it. Bouncing off of Eric Almirola. Sending it up the inside of Kevin Harvick. This is pretty much where Kevin Harvick's chance to win really ended. Once he got shoved out there on the outside, it was pretty much over for him. McFlurry making a big move on the inside, side by side across the start-finish line with Harvick, and then we go down into turn 1, guidance counselor Bradway outside. So we tried to go 5 wide through 1 and 2. Danica making it 4 wide on the inside, McFlurry making it 5 wide as we head down the back straightaway. Bounce off of McFlurry down the back straightaway. Suarez tried to get in. Man, he almost turned me. Then I do the unthinkable and absolutely take Eric Almirola out as we head to the checkered flag, and Danica Patrick takes her NASCAR victory. So it was Danica taking the win and pretty much securing herself a place in the chase for the Cup. Could we do that same thing we did to Almirola to get her into a championship winning form? Well, we'll have to wait and see. Money-wise, finishing 3rd, not a bad finish all things considered. $232,000, and that's going to get us over the $14 million mark, which is kind of cool. Then we go to the point standings, and no Danica yet. We'll have to take a look at the chase standings to see exactly where she stacks up. So here's the chase standings as they run after the Overton's 301. Danica Patrick is 9th in the standings with 1 win, the 9th driver to win a race this season. On the bubble, right at this particular moment, is Denny Hamlin with only 1 playoff point. And as you can see, there's the rest of the field. Leading the points is me with 6 wins, 39 playoff points. But obviously leading the actual point standings, of course, is Kyle Busch, as you saw. So next up is the Brickyard 400, one of the crown jewels on the circuit, and certainly one that I want to win. So, Indianapolis is next. Can Danica make it 2 race wins in a row, or can I win my hometown race? We'll have to wait and see. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been David Land on YouTube, and we'll see you for the Brickyard 400.